Today's topic is conformity. We have all experienced pressure at some point, and whether it was when we were children and a friend trying to guilt us into doing something that our parents wouldn't approve of, or if we're at work and a boss will bully us into doing something unethical. We see it in elevators, at stoplights, in the grocery store, it's at churches, schools, and prisons. It's conformity. Conformity is a change in our behavior due to a real or imagined influence of other people. Under strong social pressure, individuals have the tendency to conform to the group, even if it means doing something immoral. Some people conform because they're confused and they don't know what is normal for that situation, and so they look to others for cues on how to respond. Other people conform because they don't want to be different from anyone else, or they're afraid that they'll be ridiculed or punished if they don't do what everybody else is doing. Then there are those who just fear rejection and will do whatever it takes to win the approval of a group. Our society plays a huge role in how and why we conform. In 1938, Orson Welles broadcast War of the Worlds on Halloween night. He and his fellow actors portrayed a radio broadcast of the invasion of Earth by hostile Martians. So many people believed that this was happening that they panicked, called police, and tried to flee the invasion with their cars. So conformity doesn't even have to be real. It can be imagined. When emotions and behavior spread rapidly through a crowd, this is called contagion. If other people are misinformed, we will adopt their mistakes and their misinterpretations. We depend on other people for cues, and when they're wrong, they can be really wrong. We have the tendency to conform when the situation is ambiguous, when it's a crisis situation, and when other people are experts. Social norms also play a big part in conformity. This is the implicit or explicit rule in a group that for their acceptable behavior, it has their values and it has beliefs of their members. For example, it is a social norm that we all face the door in the elevator, or we're all wearing clothing in public. There are many instances in history that show us that conformity can be a bad thing. When we are obedient to authority, and it is a negative authority, we can find ourselves battling with a lot of morality issues. There was Adolf Hitler and the concentration camps, or Stanley Milgram and his shock experiments. When we don't have to be responsible for our own actions, history will tell us that we pretty much do whatever somebody in authority tells us to do. And that is a very scary thing to conform to.